Good morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I'm Mrs. Bailey. I'm one of the counselors in the counseling office. I am going to talk to you today about GPA, or in other words, your grade point average, and what we need to know about it. Ms. Johnson, our college and career counselor, is going to talk to you and finish this video at the end, talk to you a little bit about everything for freshman year that's important besides GPA, although GPA is part of it. So you'll see her at the end of the video. First, do you even know how or what makes up your GPA? So a lot of kids are confused on what grades are going into GPA. Well, everything's going to count in your high school career, or it may have already started in your junior high career if you took like honors algebra in 8th grade. Your semester grades are what actually are calculated to turn your grades that you receive into your grade point average. So how we do this at Wichita Falls Independent School District is we calculate your 6 weeks 1, your 6 weeks 2, your 6 weeks 3, and your final exam. We put those together and we get your semester grade from that. So to calculate that, if you wanted to figure out what you needed to make to get a certain semester grade, we take our 6 weeks 1, 6 weeks 2, and 6 weeks 3, multiply those by 3, add in your final exam, and divide by 10. So what that means is basically you have part of your grade coming from your 6 weeks, but those count 3 times each. So there's 10 parts to your semester grade. Your 6 weeks grade, each of them count 3 times, and then your final exam counts once in your semester grade. So that final is really, really important. When you're taking those finals, it's part of your semester grade. It counts more than, just one grade that you're doing or a test, a big test in your 6 weeks class. So make sure you pay attention, you study for those, and you take those really serious. Next, once you do that, you can calculate all your semester 1 grades. But what does that mean? So here's what we were just talking about, how to calculate it and how to add in your final. And it's just an example for you if we were looking at some grades. So we go back and I'm looking at English. So we have a 90, an 89, and a 92. So we take that and we add those together and multiply by 3. And if you're using a calculator, you should get 813. Next, we see you made a 90 on your final, right here. So we've got our 3 6 weeks grades multiplied by 3. We add in our final and we get 903 points. So to get your semester average, you divide by 10. So it's a 90.3. We're going to round that. It goes to a 90 because whole numbers are what's represented in your semester grade. Okay, so next, I want you to pause this video just for a second, and I want you to try after you get these grades written down, I want you to try honors algebra on your own. So 6 weeks 1, 6 weeks 2, 6 weeks 3, and the final, and see if you can get that correct answer. Pause the video here. So what did you get? 78.3 is what you should have got. If you got that, great job. That is the correct answer. That would be your semester 1 grade for your honors algebra. So you should have calculated 95 plus 77 plus 61, got the answer, multiplied that by 3, added in your 84 for your final, and divided by 10. If you missed a step, that's okay. We'll have some more practice for you. So semester average for biology. If you want to calculate it, you should get 83.1. See if you can get that. And you can pause the video and see if you can come up with the correct answer. Next, after you've got that one, I want you to try Honors World Geography. And if you're following along with me on the slide, I would like you to click here where it says click here, and it'll take you to where you can calculate your answer. So pause the video, go ahead and click here, calculate your Honors World Geography, and I want you to put your score right there on what you got. And I'm going to see how many of you got the right answer. Going on. Hopefully you got the correct answer. So when you put your answer in, I'm just putting an answer in. If you want to view your score, you can view your score and you can see what the correct answer should have been. The semester average should have been 93.5. If you rounded, you would have got 94. So either of those would have been correct. Hopefully you got the correct answer there. So next, you have, how do we turn, what does the 93.5 and 94 mean? How do we calculate that? Because if you've seen your GPA, it's not a high score like that. It's in a range from 0 to 5. Okay? If you take advanced classes like honors classes and AP classes and dual classes, those are called advanced or dual. You can get up to 5 points on GPA if you have a 95 to 100. A 90 to 94, they go by half point increments, and they go down subsequently by 5 points on the grades that you make. Next, if you're in regular classes, a 95 to 100, like regular English, regular world geography, not in honors, you get up to 4 points in your GPA. So if you make a 95 to 100, any of those grades fall and they make 4. Let's say I make a 73 on regular English. Where does that fall? We go over here, we find where 73 would fall, regular, and it's worth 1 point. If I'm in honors algebra and I make a 76, I'm going to go over here, find that. It falls right here. And I said honors, and honors is the same thing as advanced. It would be worth 2.5 points. So that's how the GPA points are calculated from your grades that you get for semester. So we're going to do some practice here. English, regular English, we got a 90. So we see how that calculates into our GPA. We should get a 3.5 right here. So we wrote down 3.5. From these grades that we were given a minute ago, in honors algebra, the semester grade was a 78. So where does a 78 fall? Right here at 3. Biology, we have an 83. So we go over here, and it's a regular, so we've got a 2.5. Now, I want you to do the rest and calculate what grade you get right here, or that we already got, and we calculated them already. I want you to fill in this column right here in the GPA points by clicking this button right here and filling in the rest. So pause the video, answer these questions, and then come back to the video when you're finished. I'm going to give you a few minutes to calculate those. How'd you do? Hopefully you got them all correct. So now after you figured out how to calculate GPA, what your grades come from, how they calculate into your GPA, I want to talk to you about the two systems we use to rank. So when you apply to college or when you go take your transcript to your job, your transcript, which is where all of your, it's called your academic achievement record, that's another name for it, is where all of your semester grades are put onto. So, and it keeps record of them. Ever since you take a high school class, we have a record of it, and it's what you send off. Maybe you're applying for the police academy. They ask for your transcript, so you'll send them your transcript from high school. Or you're applying to college. You have to send them your transcript, and they want to see that. It has two things on it. It's going to have all of your grades, but at the bottom, it's going to have two things, your GPA and your class rank. So how do we calculate class rank? If you have a 3.99 or below, we calculate every single grade you've ever taken in high school. That's called your initial GPA, and everyone starts out with one of these. So the initial grade point average is the cumulative of all your coursework from the end of the first semester in your freshman year, and it includes any credits we accepted from middle school through the end of high school. And as students, how we get this, we give the initial GPA is computed by dividing the total number of semester grade points by the total number of semester credits earned. And we'll talk about that, and I'll show you more in just a second about what that looks like. So if you end up, and you've taken honors classes over the years at all, your GPA might be above a 4.0 if you've made A's and you've made A's in your honors classes. So if it ends up it's over 4.0, we're going to do your GPA and rank a little differently. We're going to take only basically your core courses and limit those to your core courses and take your GPA from that. Now, we don't start reporting this until January of your junior year. So that whenever we start reporting, or we take that last semester of your junior year, or that first semester in December, January is whenever we'll tell you what it is, and we'll start using this formula, and that's how we rank you. Freshman and sophomore year, we're going to rank everybody using all their classes. However, you're still working on building your class rank GPA if your goal is to be in the top of your class. So make sure you're doing really well in these classes. There's certain classes that count. There's 19 of them, and I can show you what these are, but there's 19. It's your 4 Englishes, Your 4 maths, here they are in this slide if you're looking at this slide. However, if you notice, Algebra 1's not included. Not everyone took that while they were in high school. So it includes Geometry, Algebra 2, and then 2 advanced math classes. And we have a selection of those, but those will be explained to you, and you can see that on the sheet I'm going to give you today before you leave. You've got 4 social studies that count. Only 3 are required for graduation. So if you're wanting to be at the top of your class, you've got to go above and beyond and take that extra history in there at some point in your career. 4 sciences, which 4 are required to graduate, but you have to take biology and chemistry or IPC. Those are the 2 that you have to have in there, and then we count any of the other 2 advanced you take. And then any 2 levels of Spanish or foreign language, but we only have Spanish here at Rider. So if you perhaps you made Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, you didn't make the grades you liked, you didn't have the 95 or above, and you wanted to take another year because maybe Spanish 1 wasn't your greatest year, you could use Spanish 2 and Spanish 3, but you have to go and take that Spanish 3, and it would replace it for your class rank. Same thing with math. If you've taken Geometry and Algebra 2 and you took honors pre-cal and calculus, and maybe you didn't make the grade, a 95 that you wanted, or you didn't make a 90 and you wanted a 9 or a higher grade, you can go and take another math. If you plan for that to have extra spots in your 4-year plan, and we'll be scheduling, and we've done that already, but we meet every year and we look over this. So you could replace a math, you could take an extra math if you'd like. And then we have one other course that counts in there. A lot of students like to keep it an AP course, but if you don't want to, that you can take a regular course. You could count any course in there. It's your choice what you want. And we'll take whatever your highest grade is when we start calculating those. And this is all calculated at the very end of your high school career whenever we start doing the final rankings. Whenever we do this, like junior, senior year, if you've taken any of these courses, we're going to calculate anything that might count in your class rank GPA. So any English, any math, any social studies, any science, any foreign language in your class rank, and that's how we get your preliminary class rank, and we start ranking you junior year. So we're going to give you a chance to do this on your own. And if these were your semester grades, we can look at your transcript and you can calculate your own GPA. You would calculate all your grades together each semester and divide by the number of grades. I'm going to give you a worksheet that calculates initial, and then you also calculate class rank before we leave today. So you'll have this and an example of your transcript with your own GPA on it. Class rank GPA will be the next thing you calculate. I'm going to let Ms. Johnson talk about things to remember up next.